We're up. We're recording. Okay. So this is just some basic gameplay footage. I can show you some of the basic mechanics. So here we have a bit of bread and a bit of meat. You combine them together and make a burger. And you see on that chart on the back wall that when the cats come in, you'll have different coloured eyes. You can sort of see them in the corners of the room. And blue wants fish soup, red wants burger, and green wants sushi. And you've got all the recipes for how to combine them together. So he's red, so he wants burger. So he's happy, he walked away. If you leave them too long, they will walk away. But if you don't feed them at all, then you won't get anything. This is poison here. This is the aim of the game. Obviously, you want to poison as many of them as you can. So, what you do to poison them is just tap it against it. There you go. That's poisoned now. So when they walk away, like you won't be able to see it happening, but when you walk away, they will actually, the models themselves will disappear out of the world, be killed. So that's how you know you've done well. And we're in between rounds right now, so there's a few seconds delay, so you can actually go and make food for the next round and have time to poison them before they walk away. What I'm going to do is just whip up a couple of them. That's a bit of fish soup there, just to demonstrate that the collision, that the combinations work. And he's blue, fish soup, that's great. He's a bit far away though, so just chuck it in. It's fine. Yeah, that's been an ongoing. There you go. The pathfinding takes a little bit of while to work itself out, but it does work eventually. Most of the time. Just make sure I poison this. Let's see if there's a blue one in his way. See, that's what I mean. Well, I got the blue one out of the way, I think. I'll just make another one quickly. It's fine. And I should poison it. Oh, he's had enough. He's walked off. See, that's what happens if you leave it too long. They don't stick around for very long. And I'll just quickly show off if she wants fish soup. So. Poison him. See, walked off. And then I'll just quickly make some sushi because you haven't seen that one yet. There we go. Bit of a wonky texture on that one, but never mind. So we're between rounds again now. So this is supposed to be the time when you put all the ingredients together and make enough food so that you won't, have them walk off. So I'll just make a few. Make a new one just to demonstrate that it does work every time. There we go. Plonk that on there. So there you go. The different meal combinations. He's red. So give him some fish soup. He didn't like that, so he's gone, and we won't get any score for that. Which is important because you want to kill as many of them as you possibly can. And this environment is mostly interactive, so you've got other items that you can actually use to cook with. There's tray, for example. You can pick it up and mess around with the world, which is nice. But it doesn't really serve any functional purpose. It's just there for set dressing and to show off that we can actually program stuff, and to be a frisbee as well, apparently. Oh, and this is my favourite. I've got a ladle down here, but it's so big you can use it as a sword, which is great. Whack this stuff around a little bit, which is actually quite fun. Not saying that the game isn't fun also, but this is just a little thing. Get rid of that. And I think we're just waiting for the next round to start. There we go. Green. So green is sushi. Take the fish. And take the rice. And then I fed him because when it bounced off me, it collided with him, so that's fine. The rounds are still currently being tweaked, and we want to try and get them to feel like natural in terms of length and in terms of difficulty, which we are working on. It does. So when we're spawning food, it does drop out of my hand. But that's just the nature of where it's been. I got him straight away. He's kind of gotten stuck. You're gonna lob this. Oh, I missed. I keep missing. Try again. Yeah, he's got fed up and walked off. Oh, we got a bit of a queue. We got a bit of a queue. You got to keep an eye on this. That's the thing with this game. Like, you're constantly moving around, constantly making stuff. So that's where the challenge comes from, is actually managing your time effectively on each counter, because you can't afford to waste too much time, because that will happen. They will just walk off. They'll get fed up. So the score counter works. So obviously you're in a war. The narrative of the world, you're in a war. Cats versus mice. So obviously, the more cats you kill with poison here, the less of them there will be on the battlefield, which means they'll do less damage, so more of your mice will live. So that's how we track the score. Number of mice that live and survive throughout the war. So that's how it works. Like, you poison more of them in game, and your score will not go down quite so fast. And if you have managed to poison enough cats by the end of the game, you get the good ending, which is that mice end up winning the war against the cats. Alternatively, if you don't poison enough of them, you get the bad ending, which is the cats win the war and you die. So it's not something you really ideally want to have happen to you, which is why you should try and poison as many of them as you can. And you see, again, this is what happens. Like, if you turn your back or get distracted, they pile up. So it is really important to manage your time. And obviously now we're getting towards the end a little bit, so ingredients are starting to run out. So that's another one where the challenge comes from. You have to pick and choose very carefully. Like, you want to poison as many of them as you possibly can, but you only have a limited amount of ingredients. So you have to be really on it if you want to win. And another one coming over the top. Got him. And this is the environment the game's in. It's supposed to be dark, foreboding world, and then doesn't really convey properly in 2D on a flat screen. But when you're in VR, like, this is like cavernous. Like, you genuinely do feel like you're in the middle. You're a small person in the middle of a massive room, which is really, that's what we were going for. And I'm actually really, really pleased with how the environment turned out. In the corner of the room, you can also see glowing eyes, and that's more cats, although they don't actually come to the counter. They're just there for intimidation purposes. And I think that's pretty much is it. I think we don't really have anything else to mention. I think the counters down here as well. I nearly forgot to mention them. They do have cupboards in them, and you can actually see in. I'm not sure if you can see in that one. Yeah. There's a stool inside that cupboard, and there's a poison bottle inside that one. But can't quite reach that one right now because I messed up the bounding box and there's a wall in the way. I'll see if I cannot reach the stool down here. I might be able to. Oh, yeah, just about. Now, originally, this stool was supposed to be. You would have to move the stool as well, and then you would step on top of it like that. But we unfortunately didn't quite have enough time to do that. But we kept the stool in anyway, because again, it's environmental furniture like the tray and the ladle. So it's very entertaining to play around with, and in VR, you do like to experiment with the environment, and that's exactly what we allow our players to do. Yeah. I think we're just going to hand off over to Adil, and he will show you what happens in the bad ending if you don't poison enough of them.